Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet Kevin Burge. He is the Democratic nominee for the 24th Congressional District here in Texas. He's running against Beth Van Dynes. His amazing story just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I have so much respect for anybody who runs for office because it can be a thankless job. And Kevin Burge has served our country proudly in the military and then in the Defense Department for many, many years. And he threw his hat into the ring, and now he's the nominee. Kevin, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Well, let's start with the journey because you spent how many years with the Marine Corps?
So I was in the Marine Corps for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I did 2 tours in Iraq during the Marine Corps.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So yeah, it was a wonderful time. It's, you know, the foundation of who I am. The Marine Corps is just, it builds men,
Yes.
it builds futures, and it gives a lot of people opportunities. So I'm here because of it.
Well, and talk about the discipline that you learn in the Marines. And I know they're very proud. There's a bunch of different branches of the military you can serve, but Marines are very proud of the history of the Marine Corps.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the reason that I joined the Marine Corps is because it is the best branch of the military. So
We'll give you his email address in a minute. So, but I mean, one of the things about people who served our country proudly is, you know, 0600 is not 0605. I mean, it's discipline. It's and you need that when you're running for office, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. So I'm running for office. I hold a full-time job. I have a wife and a 6-year-old.
Congrats.
And so in order to be able to manage all that effectively and be successful in each one, that discipline that I learned in the Marine Corps comes in very handy.
Well, you were telling me a story right before we started rolling about working on the Situation Room under Biden. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Certainly. So after I got out of the Marine Corps, I joined the Defense Intelligence Agency. It got me into a career path of intelligence, in particular IT intelligence. I became good enough in my very niche fitting in intelligence systems, communication systems into building projects that when the Situation Room project kicked off, they actually had asked me to come in and help them. So I basically represented and advised the White House Situation Room and the National Security Council on how to set up their IT infrastructure, how to set up their networks, and how to best secure and integrate with other intelligence community agencies.
All right, what was it like badging into the White House for the first time? Were you just a little bit giddy?
Oh, so I'm a big fan of history.
Sure.
I made many trips to D.C. and lived in D.C. for many years. And walking past the White House, there is always a sense of awe of, you know, the men, the women who have made history and who have run our country.
Sure.
I've read about them since childhood. And so not just badging in, but I think one of the things that really struck me was actually badging out. And I put in a full day of work, and I would leave the White House, and I'd leave the gate, and I would see children just like me out there looking in and watching me come out. And it was certainly an experience of a lifetime.
Wow. Okay. And this is your first run at politics. I mean, you could have started at City Hall. Why did you decide Congress?
So Congress, I was thinking I wanted to do something. I wanted to serve. I wanted to give back. And I was looking at the different levels of government, and I thought, well, I just moved to North Richland Hills from DC, a few years ago. I don't feel comfortable getting into, city council.
Yes.
Same with Texas legislature. I know that each state has, very specific laws and cultures that I didn't quite want to make the decisions for. But at the federal level, because I've been working in the federal government for 20 plus years, I know the federal government very well. And I know it to the highest levels, to include the executive branch. And how the government is supposed to operate at the federal national level.
Yes.
So I feel more comfortable here, and I feel like I would be a plug-and-play candidate. Put me in, Coach. I'm ready to go.
All right, tell us about the district. It's a big district.
It is. We did have the redistricting recently. The redistricting changed slightly our district, where some of the other ones around Texas were completely changed. Blew out the incumbents and stretched their district from Dallas to Arkansas just about.
Right.
But our district stayed relatively compact. We are Tarrant County and Dallas County.
Yes.
There's roughly 780,000 people in the district. It's a majority white. It is with significant portions of Southeast Asian and Hispanic populations
Yes.
as well. And then by and large, it is a more wealthy demographic. A lot of IT, medical, aviation type of careers that the people have here.
Yeah.
So it's one of the wealthiest districts in the state of Texas and the United States.
All right, we're going to pull up your website, and the first thing we're going to see when we pull up your website, you're a family man. And so tell us about your beautiful bride and your child.
That's right. So my wife is originally from Honduras. She came here, and we went through the very long process of getting her citizenship, getting her green card, getting her documents correct. And, she is super talented, very smart. She has her bachelor's. She's going for her master's. And she also is an officer in the Texas Army National Guard.
Very cool.
And so she is giving back to her adopted country. And, she really is a servant and has a heart to serve people as well. And then my son, beautiful little boy, 6 years old. He goes to our neighborhood public school. And he's very smart as well. He's fluent in Spanish and English. So
Yes.
my wife and him speak Spanish all day, and then I try to keep up and listen to when they're talking about me.
I love it. Okay, it's not a layup. I mean, Beth Van Dyne has been in office now for 6 years, something like that. Tell us about, do you sense there's going to be a kind of a blue wave going through the country?
Oh, absolutely. So one of the things I'd like to tell people, though, is that the blue wave is not necessarily something that's going to come and sweep us away. It really is we, the people, wanting to choose and then helping other people make the correct choice as well when it comes to who they want as their representative.
Sure.
And so, yes, Beth Van Dyne has been in Congress for about 6 years now. And, quite frankly, we can look at this session of Congress and see that of the 30 or so bills that were proposed by her, only one made it out of committee, and none have been passed into law. So not only is she a do-nothing congressperson in D.C., but she doesn't even show up in the district. In the, half a decade that she's been in Congress, she has not held one single in-person town hall. Not one. Has not shown up for anybody unless they donate money to her. And that's not the representation that I want in Congress.
Yes.
I want somebody who's going to show up, be present, and talk to the constituents, not just people with money.
All right, Kevin, tell us what you stand for.
So I stand for, first and foremost, the working families, especially in our district. I'm one. I sit in traffic every day, commuting into the office. I know the pain of what our gas prices are doing to our family budgets and the choices that we have to make because of the high prices that have been directly affected by this administration.
Yes.
But I also stand for rule of law, and to see the the grift, to see the fraud, the waste, and then being gaslighted about the fact that they're not the ones doing it. This administration is breaking down years of goodwill when it comes to our foreign policy, and quite frankly, it's doing damage to our families, and I don't stand for that.
Is the Democratic Party getting behind you? I mean, do they see this as a district they can flip?
So I believe that the Democratic Party, the National Democratic Party, is kind of waiting to see where the redistricting falls across the country. There's still a lot of shenanigans going on across multiple states, still a lot of primaries going on in multiple states. And so once we see that, what's a little bit more flippable, what's more winnable, we'll start to see some investments. I can say that our district is an R+8, which means it's a Republican lean district. But with Ken Paxton's win and the corruption that Ken Paxton brings with him, he will pull the Republican Party down in Texas by about 8 points, which makes this an extremely, extremely competitive district. But again, like I said, it's not a blue wave that happens. It's what we do to make sure that we get out the vote and we choose the representatives that best represent us.
And in any election, the party that wins is the party that gets out the vote. Do you see Republicans being complacent? I mean, do you see the Democrats coming out in droves and the Republicans kind of sitting on their hands?
Yeah, so overlap of my district was the SD9 special election with Taylor Ramett. And so now Senator Ramett won that in I want to say it was a +13 landslide of a win. So he flipped a very Republican district, and that was an overlap with my district. So yes, we will be getting out the vote. People, especially in Tarrant County, are very, very motivated, and we're looking forward to taking advantage of the fact that the Republican Party is dead. There is no Republican Party anymore. There is the MAGA Party and there's the Democratic Party. The MAGA Party will bring with it corruption, grift, culture wars, and high prices. The Democratic Party is for the working people. And so we're going to make sure that we get that message out and people will turn out to vote.
All right, I found a video that you made, I think when you won the nomination. Let's go ahead and roll that.
Hey everybody, Kevin Burge here, Marine Corps veteran and candidate for Texas 24. Tonight, we just won our runoff and I am now your Democratic nominee for Texas 24th District. I want to say first and foremost, thank you so much to everyone who volunteered, who donated, and who got us here today. The fight starts tonight. We are going to take this fight to Beth Van Dyne. We are going to flip this district, the most competitive district in the nation, and we have a chance to win it. So get engaged, get involved, and together, let's build a future that we can believe in.
And I'll give you a chance to brag. You won by a very healthy margin.
I did, yes. It's so historic in the state of Texas for a runoff victory margin. It was almost 80-20.
Wow.
So it was called at 7:01. The first primary win in Texas that night. It was that big of a margin.
Okay, when you're out shaking hands, what's the average voter saying to you?
Yeah, so by and large, we have a lot of, I don't like Donald Trump. And then from there, I talked to a gentleman who's from Cuba, and he was not happy with Marco Rubio, despite having voted for Republicans and for Democrats in the past. But we also see a lot of small business owners. Talked to a gentleman the other day who has a small business because of the rate hikes from the Obamacare market, or ACA market. He lost his coverage. He could no longer afford the coverage found in that marketplace. So he went to catastrophic, $800 a month catastrophic only health insurance for him and his family. And he is struggling to make sure that he can pay those health costs as well as run and build his small business. So it's really hard right now, even for people who are just trying to, like me, make it into the office every day. Family budgets are being hit. And that's the biggest message I see when I talk to people as well.
All right, and what is your sense? You are on Beth Van Dyne's radar screen. Does she see you as a threat?
No, so Beth Van Dyne does not typically acknowledge that she has a competitor. She hasn't since her first race against Candace Valenzuela. And since then, she is a no-show congressperson. So she takes a lot of money. She's taken hundreds of thousands in APAC money and just tons of corporate money. She's sitting on probably $2 million right now. And she uses that to do ad hominem attacks, calling people socialists and communists.
Wow.
And by and large does not name an opponent. But that's quite fine. There's a lot of things that we're going to make sure people know about her as well.
All right, so when there's a war chest that big, how do you fight that?
It's all people powered. So we are 100% funded by individual contributors right now. And so we have a really good base of very motivated people, but we have to do more with less. And so we saw that with a lot of the ISD races in Tarrant County in particular. They were funded $200,000 plus for a candidate. My campaign and my campaign manager in particular came in with $20,000, maybe $30,000, and just cleaned the floor with these people. And so it really is a testament of how efficiently do you run your campaign, what can you do that's innovative and more with less, and getting people out to vote.
Outstanding. Okay, we've got about 2 minutes left, so look into the camera on the left and make your plea to the voter.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody. First and foremost, I do want to say that I am a public servant and have been my entire life, and I will continue to do that for you in this district. I will show up, I will listen to you, and I will be there and present every day that I can be. And at the end of the line, I'm not a rich person like Beth Van Dyne. I'm a working family man. And as your representative, I will bring that perspective for you to Washington, D.C.
Kevin, thank you so much for sharing your heart with us. We're going to leave you with his website so you can get in touch with him, burgeforcongress.com. Kevin Burge, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.